All right, good morning. So today is the 6th of March, and we are dumping. So yesterday, let's see what happened yesterday. So yesterday we were opening right in the middle of these two areas, and I said that we could look for value area to be accepted or rejected at either the higher value or lower value. So we ended up rejecting higher value, and then we came down inside the range. So at that point I said look for a move into this single print, which we got. Then we bounced here. Then towards the end of the day, or towards the middle of the session, actually, we started breaking down again, and I said if we break down below here, then look for the completion of value area, the sweeping through value, and then look for the value area low. We didn't get there, but we got pretty close, and then at the end of the day we had a pretty strong short squeeze. Close up here. Overnight we had some continuation of that move, and then dumping after the news. We hit right that value area low, and now we're moving again back to that low volume node that it's putting a lot of volume now. Look at this, the amount of volume we're having here, and now it's looking like it wants to retest this lows, right? So 6730 was a high volume node in the past, and the other day when we hit that, we looked below and then we bounced. So today I'm looking at that as a little bit of minor support. If we get below that, we're probably going to take this lows and then test this 6700 area. But here, this should be a stronger support area, 6650 to 6680. We have a set of single prints here. We have the 200 moving average down here at 6612 or so. But I'm looking at this area to hold. If this doesn't hold, then looking for the 200 to be tested, and then possibly 6585, which is that high volume node. That would be a target to the downside in the case that this doesn't hold. When I wrote the node, we were much higher, but then we dumped more, so now it's looking a little more bearish. But we're still in balance, right? So we're still not one time framing down. Even though this looks very bearish, but volatility keeps climbing higher. Oil is climbing higher, so this is a bear for stocks. So my scenarios for today, one is that looking for that gap fill into yesterday's low, and then look for shorts from there if we reject after filling the gap. If we enter inside the range, then I'm looking for value area low to hold, and from there looking for an attempt to enter value, and if it fails, look for a short. If it holds above the 6800 area, which is inside yesterday's value, then I'm looking for a move through value, close that gap to settlement, and then look for a continuation of that move into value area high, which is at 60 something. What is it? 67. So 68, 67, right? But at 68.25, we have the weekly. The daily pivot. We have the 5 p.m. close. We have the Globix open. We have yesterday's half. So that 68.25 is going to be a big resistance. So watch for that to maybe find sellers at that area. If we for a more short scenario, I want this 67.30 to be taken out. So I want to hold below that 67.30 and hold below that, and then in that case looking for a move through to the 6700 area and looking for this area for bounces, like I said before. I hope that was clear. What I wanted to show was the crude chart, that to keep an eye on that, because this move in oil is pretty strong and it's all related to the war, and as long as crude keeps climbing,
chart, Gabe.
Sorry. As long as crude keeps climbing, it's gonna be it's probably gonna be bearish for stocks. So if you see that crude all of a sudden is dumping, meaning that there's some kind of resolution of the conflict, then that could cause a little bit of a short squeeze. So keep an eye on that crude chart. NQ, if you look at it in relationship to what's happening with ES, look how it hasn't tested yet value area low for Tuesday. You see how we're below value area low from Tuesday, but NQ is still not there. So it has a little bit of room to go lower, and it has that 200 DMA there that it got tested the other day. So look for this area to be tested. If you fail to hold below that previous week's low, then we have yesterday's value to be tested, just like the same structure, the same scenario that I went over with ES. Gold, still a magnet at 5200, but it has this yearly VWAP, and it has this the 20 moving average here and the 21 EMA it's bouncing off. So if it breaks yesterday's high, look for a move towards that 5200 area. Silver is compressing the ranges. You see how like every day has been lower and lower range, so it's squeezing a little bit. So it's likely going to break to one of the sides, and like I was mentioning the other day, I was looking for this liquidity to be taken and then possibly a bounce back to that 83 level. Otherwise, this 87 and change 20-day point of control is the target to the upside. All right. Today's Friday, so one of the trades that I look for on Friday is if we make a new low on the week. So basically, if we test below Tuesday's low, but also NQ has to be testing below Tuesday's low. So I want both of them being below the Tuesday low. I'm going to be looking for a look below and fail trade, and target whatever high volume node we have at the moment. So I'm going to be looking for that developing point of control and target that, or if it happens before we fill that gap, I'll be looking for a gap fill. If it happens after, then I'm going to be watching those either VWAP or the developing point of control as a target to the upside. All right, opening in 4 minutes, so good luck.